Nestled amidst rolling hills and verdant meadows, Willow Creek was a tranquil town, renowned for its natural beauty. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the sweet scent of wildflowers and pine trees. The town streets were lined with charming cottages and quaint shops, creating a sense of timeless charm. Oliver was a solitary figure in Willow Creek, often found tending to his sprawling garden. With his gentle demeanor and quiet passion for botany, he was a man of few words. His days were filled with the rhythmic tasks of planting, pruning, and nurturing his plants. The garden was his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the hustle and bustle of the world and find solace in nature's embrace. A celestial visitor. The sun was just beginning its ascent, casting long, dancing shadows across the dew-kissed fields of Willow Creek. Oliver was already hard at work in his garden, his hands gently coaxing life into the soil. As he was about to prune a particularly unruly rosebush, a peculiar sound pierced the morning stillness. A loud, whistling noise echoed through the air, followed by a blinding flash of light. Oliver's heart skipped a beat as a strange, glowing object plummeted from the sky and landed with a muffled thud just a few yards away. The object was roughly the size of a grapefruit, pulsating with an iridescent light. Cautiously, Oliver approached the mysterious device. It was smooth and metallic, with a single, intricate symbol etched into its surface. As he reached out to touch it, a wave of warmth washed over him, followed by a tingling sensation in his fingertips. Suddenly, a voice, deep and resonant, echoed in his mind. "You have been chosen, Oliver. You are a keeper. It is your duty to protect the natural world." In the days following the mysterious encounter, Oliver found himself experiencing a profound transformation. His senses seemed heightened, allowing him to perceive the world in a way he had never imagined. The rustling of leaves, the gentle breeze, and the subtle hum of insects were no longer just background noise, they were a symphony of life that filled him with a sense of wonder and awe. As he explored his garden, Oliver discovered that he could communicate with the plants. He could feel their joy when they were watered and their distress when they were neglected. The trees seemed to whisper secrets to him, and the flowers bloomed with a vibrant intensity that he had never seen before. The first signs of Oliver's new responsibilities as a keeper became apparent when he began to notice strange occurrences in the town. The once tranquil Willow Creek was experiencing a series of unusual events. Animals were behaving erratically, and the local wildlife seemed to be disappearing. Oliver sensed a growing darkness lurking beneath the town's serene facade. Obsessed with the symbol etched into the device, Oliver spent countless hours poring over ancient texts and studying the history of Willow Creek. He discovered that the town was built on the site of an ancient civilization that had a deep reverence for nature. The symbol, he learned, was a sacred emblem that had been used by the civilization to connect with the natural world. As Oliver delved deeper into his research, he stumbled upon a hidden library beneath the town square. The library was filled with dusty tomes and scrolls that contained the secrets of the ancient civilization. Among the treasures he found was a journal written by a wise old hermit who had lived in the town for centuries. The hermit, whose name was Alara, became Oliver's mentor and guide. She explained that the symbol was a key to unlocking the power within him. She taught him about the ancient rituals and practices that had been used to harness the energy of the natural world. With Alara's help, Oliver began to understand his role as a keeper and the immense responsibility that came with it. As word of Oliver's extraordinary abilities spread, he began to attract the attention of others with similar gifts. He met Anya, a young woman with the power to control the elements, and Kale, a wise old druid who had lived in the forest for centuries. Together, they formed a small group of guardians, united by their shared purpose of protecting the natural world. However, not everyone in Willow Creek welcomed the Guardians' presence. A shadowy organization known as the Nexus had taken an interest in the town's natural resources. Led by a ruthless figure named Silas, the Nexus sought to exploit the land for their own profit, regardless of the consequences. Oliver's first major challenge came when the Nexus began to clear-cut the ancient forest that surrounded Willow Creek. The Guardians knew that destroying the forest would have devastating consequences for the town's ecosystem. They confronted Silas and his men, but the Nexus was a powerful force, and the Guardians were outnumbered. A fierce battle ensued, testing Oliver's newfound abilities and the strength of his resolve. As Oliver continued to hone his abilities, he faced numerous challenges. The Nexus proved to be a formidable adversary, constantly seeking new ways to exploit the natural world. Oliver had to learn to adapt and overcome obstacles, often at great personal risk. Keeping his identity a secret was a constant struggle. He knew that if the Nexus discovered his true nature, he would be in grave danger. Oliver had to be careful about who he trusted, and he often found himself balancing his duties as a guardian with his desire for a normal life. The changes in Oliver's life were profound. His shyness had begun to fade, replaced by a newfound confidence. He had become a leader, inspiring others to stand up for what was right. However, his newfound responsibilities also strained his relationships with friends and family. They struggled to understand the changes taking place within him, and some even resented his absence. Despite the challenges, Oliver persevered. He learned to embrace his role as a guardian, and he grew stronger with each victory. He discovered that his greatest strength was his connection to the natural world, and he used that connection to protect Willow Creek from the forces of darkness. With the help of Alara, Oliver discovered a hidden world beneath the surface of Willow Creek. This realm was filled with magical plants and creatures that had existed for millennia. There were trees that spoke in ancient languages, flowers that could heal wounds, and creatures that possessed extraordinary abilities. Oliver spent countless hours exploring this hidden world, marveling at its beauty and diversity. He befriended a wise old tree spirit named Alara, who taught him the secrets of the realm. He also encountered a mischievous sprite named Puck, who led him on many adventures. As Oliver delved deeper into the hidden world, he discovered a growing threat to the natural world. A dark force was awakening, one that sought to corrupt the magic of the realm and turn it against the Guardians. This force was known as the Shadow, and it was gathering its strength beneath the earth. Oliver knew that he and the Guardians must confront the Shadow before it was too late. With the help of Alara, Oliver discovered a hidden world beneath the surface of Willow Creek. This realm was filled with magical plants and creatures that had existed for millennia. There were trees that spoke in ancient languages, flowers that could heal wounds, and creatures that possessed extraordinary abilities. Oliver spent countless hours exploring this hidden world, marveling at its beauty and diversity. He befriended a wise old tree spirit named Alara, who taught him the secrets of the realm. He also encountered a mischievous sprite named Puck, who led him on many adventures. As Oliver delved deeper into the hidden world, he discovered a growing threat to the natural world. A dark force was awakening, one that sought to corrupt the magic of the realm and turn it against the Guardians. This force was known as the Shadow, and it was gathering its strength beneath the earth. Oliver knew that he and the Guardians must confront the Shadow before it was too late. The Shadow had finally revealed itself, emerging from the depths of the earth with a terrifying force. It corrupted the once peaceful hidden world, turning the magical plants and creatures against each other. The Guardians knew that this was their final battle, a showdown that would determine the fate of Willow Creek and the natural world. Oliver, with the help of Anya, Kale, and the other Guardians, prepared for the confrontation. They gathered their forces and marched into the heart of the Shadow's domain. The battle was fierce, with magical spells flying through the air and creatures clashing in a chaotic frenzy. Oliver fought with a ferocity he had never known before. He used his powers to heal the wounded, protect his allies, and weaken the Shadow's grip on the hidden world. But the Shadow was a powerful adversary, and it seemed determined to destroy everything in its path. In the heat of battle, Oliver was gravely wounded. As he lay on the ground, bleeding and exhausted, he saw the Shadow closing in on Alara, the wise old tree spirit. With a surge of strength, Oliver managed to rise to his feet. He channeled all of his power into a single, devastating spell, striking the Shadow with a blinding light. The Shadow was defeated, its dark influence banished from the hidden world. But the victory came at a great cost. Alara, Oliver's mentor and friend, had sacrificed herself to save the realm. As the guardians mourned her loss, they knew that their battle was not over. The threat of the shadow was gone, but there would always be new challenges to face. Oliver, now a seasoned guardian, was determined to protect the natural world for generations to come. He had learned that even in the darkest of times, hope could prevail. And as long as there were guardians to defend the earth, the beauty and wonder of nature would endure. With the defeat of the shadow, Willow Creek was finally at peace. The hidden world, once corrupted by darkness, began to heal. The magical plants and creatures regained their innocence, and the land was restored to its former glory. Oliver's life had changed dramatically. He was no longer just a shy gardener, he was a respected guardian, a protector of the natural world. His bond with the plants and creatures of Willow Creek had deepened, and he found joy in sharing his knowledge with others. The town of Willow Creek also experienced a transformation. The people had learned to appreciate the importance of nature and to live in harmony with the land. They celebrated the Guardians' victory with a grand festival, honoring Oliver and his companions for their bravery and sacrifice. As the sun set on that joyous day, Oliver stood on a hill overlooking Willow Creek. He watched as the town lights twinkled like stars, casting a warm glow over the valley. He knew that his journey was far from over. There would always be new challenges to face, new threats to defend against. But he was ready, he had found his purpose, and he was determined to protect the natural world for as long as he could. And so, the story of Oliver, the keeper of Willow Creek, continued. His adventures were far from over, and the future held endless possibilities. As the moon rose above the horizon, casting its silvery light upon the sleeping